Hi, my name is Tam, and I'm going to tell you a story. Now, this is an unbelievable story. Unbelievable. But, yeah, well, I just have to tell you the story. It happened about 2 months ago, but it's still affecting me a little bit today, so I decided to make this YouTube video and share my story with you. So here goes. So, I'm a doctor. I've been a doctor for 14 years. I'm going on 15 in some few months actually. Some time back I took a job in Miami for a cruise line company, working as a cruise ship doctor. So I was working for this company, and basically it was a big ship, 5,000 people, 4,000 guests, 1,000 employees, 2 doctors, 4 nurses. I was a senior doctor on the ship. Now, big ships have a senior doctor and a doctor. The senior doctor is the head of the operation and blah 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 blah. So I was a senior doctor on board, and 2 months ago, at 4 o'clock in the morning, the nurse on call called me. Or rather called my colleague, because he was the guy on call that night. And she called the guy. I mean, doctor, there's an emergency here. I mean, this woman is not well. So my colleague went there, responded. The lady was a 40-something woman, obese, not in good shape at all, short of breath. You know, she wasn't doing well. So, you know, my colleague started treatment. Then I was called, I came in, I took over. And yeah, we started treating her. I mean, we continued treating her. Now, when I spoke to the lady at the time, you know, she told me, listen, doctor, I've been sick since Christmas time. Now, this story happened in May? May, yeah. End of April, early May. April or May, yeah. I've been sick since Christmas time. And, you know, I saw my doctor, it's a lung infection, put me on antibiotics around Christmas. I didn't do well at all, so then put me in another course of another antibiotics. Didn't get much better, and then I've been continuously sick for the past 4 months. I said, okay. So I took a history, did an examination, took some blood, x-rays, all that stuff. And when I got all the results, I told her, listen, this is very severe. You've got a severe lung infection. Actually, what you had was a multilobar pneumonia. And a multilobar pneumonia is something that can actually kill you. We treated her very aggressively, put her on treatment, you know, she started responding. So she came in at 4 in the morning. By 9 o'clock she was doing better, 9 a.m. By 11 o'clock she was still improving. So I told her, listen, we are in the middle of the ocean here. We are 2 days from arriving back in Miami. And there is no port of call in between. We can't really go back because it's going to be 24 hours to go back. So basically, you know, you have to stay in the medical center. You can't go back to your room. Stay in the ICU. We're going to follow you up, treat you. You know, she had IVs and stuff and oxygen masks and everything. And we're going to keep you here safe until we reach Miami. And then once in Miami, we're going to call for an ambulance and take you to hospital. So that was the plan. And she was okay. She was, responding to treatment, stabilizing, as we say. But then, 1 o'clock in the afternoon, she started deteriorating. She was really getting short of breath again, even more so than the first time. Getting anxious, respiratory distress. And I looked at her and I repeated all the bloods and all the stuff and blood gas and the usual stuff we do. It's into lungs again and all that stuff. And I said, wow, you are deteriorating fast. We cannot wait for the next 2 days until we get to Miami. I'm going to speak to the captain. We need to call the US Coast Guard. They're going to bring a helicopter in. And then, we're going to med-evac you in a helicopter to hospital as soon as possible. So that was the plan. So I spoke to the captain. I called the captain. Captain, very, very nice guy, a gentleman. I said, Captain, Dr. Bayer here, I've got a situation. I need to speak to you. Can we meet at the bridge? I've got a medical emergency. I said, yeah, doctor, yeah, sure. Oh my God, let's talk about this. Yeah, let's do something. So I went to the bridge. The bridge, by the way, is the cockpit of the ship. Yeah. So I'm at the bridge, and I'm explaining this story to the captain. And I'm telling him, listen, this patient can't wait until we get back to Miami. She will die. In fact, if she's not evacuated in the next few hours, she is going to die. So this is an emergency, life-threatening situation. We need the US Coast Guard to help us. So we call the US Coast Guard. The captain calls. They come online. And then I speak to them, the usual. And we do a conference call. And I explain the situation. So they tell me, oh doctor, this is terrible, but there's nothing we can do. I mean, you are so far away from us that even if our most powerful helicopter, we will never reach you. You need to deviate the ship, speed up, and meet us. And once you're within 2 hours of us, we will come forward as well with a helicopter and meet you, at the 2-hour range from our station. So the captain says, wow, this is going to be another 16 to 18 hours before we meet. I said, wow, yeah, sorry, there's nothing we can do. So I'm thinking, fuck. So the helicopter staff, gone. So I'm telling the captain, look, our only option here is to just speed up the ship until we get to Miami. I mean, until we get to Key West, actually, Key West being close, coming from the Gulf of Mexico. So the captain says, I'm going to speed up the ship. We're speeding up already, 22 knots, maximum speed. And we're going to be there in about 12 to 14 hours. So I'm thinking, shit, this is bad. So I go back to the patient. My colleague, the other doctor, was taking care of her while I was at the bridge. And when I get there, look, about 30 to 40 minutes have been going on discussing the US Coast Guard and the options and stuff. When I go back there, she's even worse than before. She's really like respiratory rate of, as I remember, 34, 36, getting to 40 almost. So I tell the family and I tell her, listen, you're not going to be able to breathe like that for much longer. You're in respiratory distress, obviously, and you are going to go into respiratory failure. So there's only one option here. I have to intubate you now. So, the family is wondering, intubate. I said, yeah. So what I will do is I need to sedate you, render you unconscious, paralyze you, give you some analgesics, push a tube, a endotracheal tube, into your mouth, through your vocal cords, into your trachea, and then connect that tube to a ventilator. Since you'll be unconscious and paralyzed, the ventilator will take over your breathing, and everything's gonna be all right. The ventilator will breathe for you until we get to Key West. So the husband's there, and he says, "Yeah, let's do that," and she agrees as well, and I think she managed to sign consent, or the husband signed for her. I don't remember, but yeah, she agreed and consent was signed. Actually, she signed, yeah. And then I started sedation. And now, that was quite something, because this was the first time in all the sedations that I've done, this was the first time that a patient tells me just before going to sleep, "Please, doctor, take good care of me while I'm out." And that really affected me. So she's lying there, her head, I'm holding her head, she's lying, feet there, head there, the nurses, my colleague, and as she's about to fall asleep, she looks at me and she says, "Doctor, please take good care of me." And I look at her and I said, "Don't worry, you're in very good hands. I will take good care of you." And she falls asleep. And I connected to the ventilator, and the ventilator does the job, and now she's basically in an induced coma, and still receiving all the medications, and yeah, that's it. Now, this is where the story becomes unbelievable. I'll go back to the bridge, speak to the captain, and I tell him, "Look, she's on a ventilator now. She's stable, you could say. The ventilator has taken over her breathing. We're just correcting electrolytes and all that stuff, and playing with the ventilator and stuff. And she's gonna be okay. She's an ICU patient now." Problem. She's not responding well enough with the normal doses of all the meds, meaning the sedation and all that stuff. So I increase a meds to maximum dose. Like literally, she's about to wake up because the dose is not strong enough. So she's getting infusions. She's got 2 infusion pumps on the left, on the right. She's got all the stuff. And I have to push everything to maximum dose just to keep her sedated, paralyzed, relaxed, and then the analgesics, all that stuff, morphine. And so, yeah, the lead nurse tells me, "Doc, running the meds at this speed, at maximum dose, we're not gonna have enough for the next 12 hours. We only have enough medication for, at best, 3 hours." So I'm thinking, shit, 3 hours? Show me everything we have. So, you look at everything we have and then, wow, we don't have enough. We're not prepared for, the ship is not prepared for patients being intubated for 12 hours, 24 hours. No, we never do that. Plus, head office gives us $10,000 a month budget to buy medications, and not just medications, but equipment and all that stuff. Yeah. So we don't have much. So I called the captain. I said, "Captain, I need to see you again." So I'll go back to the bridge. tell the captain the story. Not enough medication, only enough for 3 hours. We're already speeding up the ship. How long will it be till we arrive? And he says, oh, wow, yeah, it's gonna be another 12 hours, you know, really. So I'm thinking, shit. And he's thinking, shit. What are we gonna do? So we call the Coast Guard again. I speak to the Coast Guard again, the flight surgeons, the whole team, conference call, blah, 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 explain the situation. Look, don't you guys have like a fast boat or something, a ship, or, you know, like something to, you know, speed up the process, come and meet us? I don't know. So the guys are like, no, man, there's nothing we can do. I'm sorry. And you know, the Coast Guards are always willing to help. So when they can't help, they can't help. So now I'm looking at the captain, I'm thinking, I don't know what's going to happen when I run out of medication. So the captain then looks at these screens and monitors at the bridge and says, Doctor, there's a cruise ship not far from us. And he looks there and he says, I don't want to mention the name, but this is another major cruise ship from a big cruise line company. So he says, yeah, there's this cruise ship there. It's a huge cruise ship, you know, they're 30 minutes away from us. Basically, if we deviate towards them and they deviate towards us, we will be meeting in the next 30 minutes. They're not far from us. Let's speak to them. They might have the medication we need. I said, great idea. So the captain calls the captain of the other ship. And the guy responds and says, hi captain, this is Captain so-and-so. Look, we've got a serious medical emergency here. I'm going to put the doctor on the line. He's going to explain to you the situation. Copy that. So I speak to the other captain. Nice guy as well. I tell him, Captain, this is the situation. Can you help? So the guy says, let me call our senior doctor.